Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Read Beard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book, and today we're here for a book review. And we're going to talk about every time we meet at the Dairy Queen, your whole fucking face explodes. Um, I used to drop the F bomb in these types of videos all the time. Trying to refrain from that. I hope that does not affect my viewability. I mean, I'm not going to bleep the word out, but try not to use. I'm kidding. Not really. Kind of. Kind of. I don't know. Anyway, this is by Carlton Mellick, the third. It doesn't say the third, but he goes by Carlton Mellick, the third. This is my first Mellick read. I have heard not a lot, but I've heard about Mellick. It started for me like I came across a book in Half Price Books, and this is back when I was kind of active on Twitter as Well Read Beard, and the book was called The Haunted Vagina, and I thought it was hilarious. I took a picture of it and said, "Should I read this one?" And I was joking, and I left, and I didn't buy the book, and then. The feedback on it was, oh yeah, you got to read Mellick. You should pick that up. You should. I was like, well, shit, I didn't pick it up. But anyway, so this one I got in a lot of books on eBay, and of course, due to the cover, the title, the shortness of it. I picked it up this weekend because I was in a situation where the book I was reading was not difficult, but again, I wanted something easy to turn some pages in one night late at night, and it was easy because I read it, very very quickly. But I enjoyed this. I mean, it's actually more for me. It's more than I expected. Like I figured it would be kind of just out there, slap you in the face type bizarro stuff, and it's really I mean, a good story, a deeper story. Some of the backdrop, and I'll get into it, but of the family that produces a child whose face explodes, and that type of thing was kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. It's prettier than you think it is. Now, I want to read more Mellick now, and I actually went out and bought the Haunted by JJ. Well, my only thing is like this one, this cover is cute. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I mean, other the title is the most extreme part of this cover, but most of Mellick's books have, I mean, for lack of a better way of putting it, pretty scantily clad. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty scantily clad women. So not that I try to hide what I'm reading, but I also like if the cover doesn't scream that, hey, this guy's a freak. I definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I live in the middle of nowhere in the country. I've been on a subway once in my life, but definitely not the types of books that I would have been comfortable with sitting on a sideway or subway reading, or on a public transportation. Anyway, so I kind of wish the covers were a little bit toned down, but yeah, I'm gonna read some more Melick, starting with the one I mentioned. So this one 3.5 stars. Let's do a little bit of synopsis, and then we'll go on the yeah. Okay. Ethan is in love with the weird girl in school, the one with the twitchy eyes and spiders in her hair, the one who can't sit still for even a minute and speaks in an odd, squeaky voice, the one they call Spiderweb. Although she scares all the other kids in school, Ethan thinks Spiderweb is the cutest, sweetest, most perfect girl in the world. But there's a problem. Whenever they go on a date, at the Dairy Queen, her whole face explodes. I actually edited that. Something's wrong with me. I actually did not say the. Uh, he's not sure why it happens. She just gets so excited that pressure builds under her skin, then her face bursts, spraying meat and gore across the room, her eyeballs and lips landing in his strawberry sundae. At first, Ethan believes he can deal with his girlfriend's face exploding condition. But the more he gets to know her, the weirder her condition turns out to be. And as the relationship gets serious, Ethan realizes that the only way to make it work is to become just as strange as she is. That didn't really give you a lot. I mean, that didn't really give you much about really, like I said, the depth of the story. So, yeah, I mean, he meets a girl, they sit together on a bus. Ethan's a bit of an outcast on, on his own right. I mean, not a popular kid, gets bullied all the time in the bathroom. One thing I will say is there was one part where he is being bullied in the bathroom, and the bully's got, let's just say, something about his own body that he makes Ethan, let's just say touch. It's more than touch, but and it's not a sexual thing either. But I could have done without that. I could have done without that part. We didn't need that, Carlton. Damn it, we didn't need it. But yeah, so he meets this girl. They become close fast. And he really really likes her, but we've got the face exploding issue. And so as time goes on, it happens less and less. But the first kiss, I mean, like when they actually get around to the first kiss, I mean, of course it that's too much explosion, and of course the explosion affects him too as well, like tears up his face and stuff, and he doesn't have the healing properties that Spiderweb has. So that you get the gist. So it goes on. I mean, can you if imagine if we the more intimate the relationship gets, the more dangerous it gets. So um, ultimately, Ethan meets Spiderweb's family, goes home to their house because of the first kiss and the damage. So Spiderweb is, constantly kind of patched together, in this, Frankenstein-esque way. But she can heal. She can heal quickly. He cannot. So, but he goes home, rather than going to the hospital, he knows he should have gone to the hospital. His parents would have wanted him to go to the hospital, but, Spiderweb's father fixes him up. So now he's got a patchwork of skin on his face to kind of try to repair his wounds. But again, his body is not as receptive to the skin grafts, so to speak. Anyway, it's kind of off topic, but we go to this house, and like I said, it's sprawling. It's a mansion. It's this big. I mean, Spiderweb has her own wing. I mean, she's got her own little library, or her own study room, or bedroom, or playroom, whatever. I mean, you know, um, so there's this feeling of this ancient family, generations, of this, so generational wealth, but also this generational curse, if you will. I mean, almost like a vampire type family, right? This has been going on for generations, hundreds and hundreds of years. And so all the women have this bursting issue, but they also have this attraction where they attract bugs. Like Spiderweb's mother attracts bees. Like her room is basically beehives and honeycomb, and Spiderweb attracts spiders. She can't spend any time in like in her room, spider webs everywhere, just nest and nest of spiders. So and the father is talking to Ethan, says, I've probably been stung 1,000 times in my life. And Ethan's like, well, I can't sustain 1,000 bites of a black widow or a brown recluse, right? Anyway, it doesn't go there. But so yeah, so this bursting thing, and they've got these hybrid type giant dog slash human creatures in the basement that they use for skin harvesting. They harvest the skin to. So like I said, I mean, considering it's so short, I mean, I could see a freaking 500-page novel written about this massive house and these hybrid creatures in the basement where we're harvesting their skin, and you know what I mean. But so yeah, there's a lot of more depth there. But it's kind of a cool look at young love, and at the same time, like as they get closer, as they get more used to each other, right? explodes less. I mean, they get to the point where they can kiss without it being an issue. They get to the point where they can you know make out without an issue, right? And but you're like, at the back of my mind, I'm like, so we're losing the explosiveness of the relationship over time, right? And so that's like, I mean, losing the what's the fire? Losing the I was like, that's a negative thing, but in this, I don't know. I guess you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in this case. So, I mean, ultimately, Spiderweb and um, her female ancestors, when they fall in love for life. So Ethan either has to basically fully commit to the relationship, or Spiderweb. I mean, we're not saying he has to die. We're not saying they're going to kill him, but if he doesn't, Spiderweb will never love another. And so it goes again. It's deeper than I would have thought. It's prettier than I would have thought, but then it goes to a place that is insane. I mean, again, it's a bizarro, but for me, I mean, I don't know, like when it went there, I just kind of laughed. I was kind of like, oh, but I liked the build up. I mean, I liked the story. I mean, I liked Mellick's writing style. I'm gonna find out what exists within the haunted vagina, I guess. So, this has been Well Red Beard. Probably 3.5 stars for me. Fun, quick, page turner. You know, horror adjacent, but also this bizarro style of writing that I don't have a lot of experience with. I've read some Danger Slater. I've read man, one guy I really really liked, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I read a couple of books by another guy that was firmly bizarro, like far more crazy and bizarre than this. Like I felt like this one operated within the general realm of not reality, but like in maybe a horror book reality. Whereas some of these bizarro things, they go. I mean, there's nothing. There are no rules. But this one, I felt like it kind of operated within this general set of horror fiction rules, maybe I guess. But yeah, I liked it. 3.5 stars. Every time we meet at the Dairy Queen, you know what happens. Carlton Mellick the third. This is Well Red Beard. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you are reading the wrong damn